Have you ever sat quietly, thinking about a person who once smiled in front of you, but behind your back, they stabbed your heart with actions, lies, or betrayal? Have you ever felt the pain of being harmed by someone who acted like they cared, but secretly wished for your failure? Yes, the pain is deep. But what if this pain has a bigger meaning? What if Islam already told us that there will be people like this? People who smile but hate. People who praise but plan to hurt. People who harm not by accident, but with intention. This video is not just a warning, it's a wake-up call. Because some people don't dislike you quietly, they hate you a lot. And the scariest part? They may already have damaged you, not by mistake, but on purpose. They know what they did. They knew it would break you, but they did it anyway. Why? Because hate lives in their heart like poison, and your light bothers their darkness. This isn't just a social issue. This is a spiritual battle. The damage hateful people cause is not always visible. It can be emotional, mental, and sometimes even spiritual. They break your confidence, twist your truth, and enjoy your downfall. They don't accidentally hurt you. They target you. This is not about pointing fingers. It's about protecting your soul from silent attacks. It's about not letting hatred from others poison your beautiful heart. It's about knowing the truth and walking forward with strength, clarity, and the light of faith. Because remember, Allah never lets the oppressed go unheard. Every tear, every betrayal, every broken moment, He sees it all, and He promises justice. So stay tuned till the end, because what you'll learn in this video might just give you the peace you've been searching for. Please like this video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to Deen Xplorers to join our journey of truth, strength, and Islamic wisdom. 1. What does it mean when someone intentionally hurts you? When a person causes harm intentionally, it is not simply a matter of conflict or misunderstanding. It goes deeper. It becomes a reflection of their inner state. Hurting someone knowingly reveals something dark about the person's heart, a level of hatred, arrogance, or brokenness that drives them to harm others. It is not a mistake or a moment of weakness. It is a decision, and such decisions are never small. They speak loudly, even if done silently. Intentional harm can come in many forms. It may be through cruel words, through betrayal, or through actions designed to bring down another person's success, reputation, or emotional well-being. What makes it more painful is that it often comes from someone close, someone trusted. When this happens, the person who has been harmed may begin to question their worth, their actions, and their judgment. But the truth is, the wrong lies not with the one who is hurt. It lies with the one who chooses to hurt. In Islam, human dignity is sacred. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught that a Muslim is one from whose tongue and hands other Muslims are safe. So when someone uses their hands or their words to destroy another person, they are not only violating human decency, but also going against what Allah commands. Those who cause intentional harm often do so because they are driven by something unhealthy inside them. It may be jealousy, pride, hatred, or even fear. They see something in another person that bothers them. It could be success, peace, faith, or even kindness. Instead of working on their own flaws or seeking peace, they try to tear others down. They feel powerful when others suffer. This behavior is a sign of a heart that is disconnected from truth and mercy. But intentional harm never leads to real success. No matter how hidden the act, no matter how smart the plan, Allah is always watching. The one who causes pain may laugh today, but they will be questioned. Every word spoken, every plan made, and every action taken will be brought forward on the day of judgment. There is no escape from divine justice. It is important to understand that someone's harmful behavior says more about them than the one they hurt. It does not mean the victim was weak or foolish. It does not mean they were deserving of the pain. It simply means that the other person chose evil over goodness. And in doing so, they chose to damage their own soul far more than they damaged anyone else. Islam teaches that patience in the face of such trials is powerful. Those who are wronged but remain firm in their faith are honored in the sight of Allah. They may be broken in the eyes of people, but in reality, they are strong. Because it takes great strength to rise above harm, to forgive when possible, and to place trust in Allah's justice rather than seeking revenge. One of the most powerful forms of strength is not allowing the hate of others to shape the soul. If a person responds to hate with hate, the cycle continues. But if a person holds firm to truth, to faith, and to good character, they rise far above the level of those who harmed them. This strength is rewarded by Allah in ways no human can measure. Sometimes, Allah allows harm to come as a way of showing the truth. He removes people from one's life who were never sincere. He protects through pain, even if it is not understood in the moment. And in time, those who were harmed often realize that the experience made them wiser, stronger, and closer to their Lord. The pain of being hurt by someone intentionally is real, and it is deep. But believers are reminded that Allah never allows an ounce of pain to go wasted. It becomes a means of purification, elevation, and divine closeness. 2. The hidden signs of deep hatred. Hatred is not always loud. It doesn't always come with shouting or open conflict. Sometimes it is quiet, disguised under smiles, fake kindness, or polite words. Deep hatred often hides behind clever behavior, and this makes it far more dangerous. A person may seem friendly, supportive, or even loyal, while secretly holding feelings of anger, envy, or revenge. Understanding this hidden hatred is important because it helps protect the heart, the mind, and even faith. When someone harbors deep hatred, they usually don't show it directly. Instead, it appears in small actions, repeated over time. There might be backhanded compliments, constant criticism, or attempts to humiliate someone subtly. They may speak behind someone's back or create situations that cause harm without being seen as responsible. These are not accidents. These are carefully planned moves made to hurt a person while keeping their own image clean in front of others. Hatred often comes from the heart that is filled with jealousy. When a person cannot stand the success, happiness, or peace of another, it creates bitterness inside. Instead of improving themselves or praying for what they desire, they begin to hate those who already have it. This is not just a bad habit. It is a disease of the heart. Sometimes, a person filled with hate will try to ruin someone's reputation without direct confrontation. They may spread false stories, twist the truth, or plant seeds of doubt in others' minds. Their goal is not only to hurt, but also to isolate. They want to see the other person lose respect, friendships, or support. And when this happens, they feel satisfied. This is not just harmful, it is wicked. Another hidden sign of hatred is when someone secretly celebrates another person's failure. On the surface, they may offer sympathy or words of comfort, but in their heart, they are happy. They may even act as if they care, while inside, they feel victorious. This fake concern is another mask that deep hatred wears. It allows the person to hide their true feelings while watching the other suffer. In some cases, the hater becomes obsessed. They watch every step the person takes, hoping to find mistakes. They may compete, compare, or criticize constantly. This is not because they care. It is because they are trapped in their own jealousy. Their hearts are filled with unrest, and they cannot find peace as long as the other person is doing well. Hatred has poisoned their soul, and they become slaves to it. Islam teaches believers to purify their hearts from such feelings. Hatred destroys not just relationships, but also faith. A heart filled with hate cannot find real peace, no matter how much it pretends. Allah commands justice, love, and patience, not hidden plots and silent harm. A person who hides hate behind kindness is not fooling Allah. They may fool others for a time, but they cannot hide from the one who knows all secrets. The harm caused by hidden hatred is real, but so is the reward of those who remain patient. Allah sees every false word, every trap set in secret, and every act of hidden harm, and He promises justice. for those who are targeted by such hatred. The best path is not revenge, but reliance on Allah and protection of their own soul. Speaking less, staying away from doubtful company, and keeping hearts clean are powerful ways to respond. 3. Why would someone hate you so deeply? Deep hatred is not always caused by something someone has done wrong. In fact, it often comes from the opposite, doing something right. When a person walks with truth, tries to stay clean in heart, works hard, or chooses a peaceful life, it can make others uncomfortable. Sometimes, hatred does not grow because of who the person is. It grows because of what the hater is lacking. One of the most common reasons someone may hate deeply is jealousy. When others see a person achieving goals, receiving love, or being respected, it can trigger feelings of insecurity. The hater begins to think, "Why them and not me?" Instead of turning to Allah and making sincere efforts, they allow their jealousy to grow into hatred. They start blaming the person for their own failures and misfortunes. They do not realize that Allah gives to whom He wills, and everyone's path is different. This misunderstanding poisons their heart. Sometimes hatred comes from guilt. When a person has wronged someone in the past but is too proud to apologize, they may begin to hate the one they harmed. It seems strange, but it happens. Rather than feeling guilty and fixing the mistake, they choose to hate the person they hurt. This makes them feel powerful instead of ashamed. Their hatred becomes a shield to hide from their own conscience. They want to convince themselves that the other person deserves the harm, but this only increases their inner suffering. Another reason someone may hate deeply is fear. Some people feel threatened when others are honest, pure-hearted, or strong in faith. A good character can act like a mirror, reflecting their own flaws. Instead of trying to grow and improve, they respond with hatred. They may feel small in comparison and blame the other person for their own discomfort. This hatred is not based on truth, but on their fear of being seen for who they truly are. There are also those who hate because of past wounds. They have been hurt before, by family, friends, or life itself. And now, they carry pain that hasn't healed. Instead of seeking healing from Allah, they pour their pain onto others. Anyone who reminds them of something they lack, peace, love, trust, becomes their target. Hatred becomes their defense, even if the other person has done nothing wrong. It's not always personal. It's sometimes the result of old wounds left untreated. In some cases, hatred is taught. People may grow up in environments where bitterness and anger are passed down like traditions. If someone learns from an early age to hate a certain type of person, someone successful, faithful, joyful, they may carry that hatred blindly. They don't know why they hate, but they've never questioned it. They were never taught to celebrate others' happiness. Instead, they were raised in comparison, blame, and darkness. This deep hatred is built on ignorance, not experience. Islam teaches that hatred is not a natural state of the believer. A believing heart is meant to love for others what it loves for itself. When someone hates deeply, it is a sign that their heart has been darkened. This does not only harm the one they hate, it also destroys their own peace. Hatred eats away at joy, it steals sleep, and it blinds a person from seeing the good in life. No matter how much someone seems powerful in their hate, inside they are broken. What the hater doesn't realize is that their hate often does not harm the person they target. In fact, Allah may raise the one who is hated even higher because of their patience and good character. So the hatred turns into a blessing for the believer and a punishment for the hater. The very thing they hoped would destroy someone becomes the cause of their own downfall. This is the beauty of divine justice. 4. How to protect yourself from hateful people. Living in a world where not everyone has a clean heart can be painful. Some people carry hatred inside them, and they try to spread it to others. They speak harsh words, play mind games, spread lies, or try to break the confidence of those they dislike. Their goal is to see others fall, to see them hurt. But Islam gives powerful guidance on how to protect oneself from such people. not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually too. Hateful people can exist anywhere, in families, schools, workplaces, even among friends. They might smile in front of others, but secretly wish for someone's failure. Their actions may be hidden, but their effects are deeply felt. Islam teaches that protecting the heart, soul, and mind from their negativity is not only wise, but also a form of worship. A believer must learn how to guard their peace without becoming hateful in return. One of the first ways to protect oneself is by being aware. Hateful people often use subtle words or behaviors to damage confidence. They may make a person feel small, make jokes that are meant to hurt, or act like they care while silently pushing others down. Recognizing this behavior is important. Islam teaches that believers must have insight, to see things as they truly are, and not be fooled by false appearances. But awareness alone is not enough. A believer must also set boundaries. This does not mean cutting people off completely unless it becomes necessary. Rather, it means choosing peace over arguments, keeping distance from toxic conversations, and refusing to be drawn into negative energy. Allah has given every person the right to protect their peace. It is not rude to stay away from people who cause harm. It is wise. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "The believer is not stung from the same hole twice." This means once a person has seen someone's harmful ways, they should take steps to avoid being hurt again. Another powerful protection is zikr, the remembrance of Allah. It fills the soul with light and drives away darkness. It reminds the heart that Allah is greater than any hate. Hateful people lose their power when the heart is attached to the one who controls everything. Another way to protect oneself is through dua. Islam teaches that sincere prayer can change situations and soften even the hardest hearts. A believer can ask Allah to protect them from envy, evil eyes, and the hatred of others. It is also important to stay connected with righteous people. Good company brings strength. Surrounding oneself with those who love for the sake of Allah brings peace to the heart. They uplift, encourage, and remind one of the good within them. They do not compete or criticize. They care and correct with kindness. Islam highly values good companionship and warns against keeping company with people who spread negativity. Finally, protect the heart by not becoming like those who hate. Islam does not allow hatred to grow inside the believer. Even if others are unfair, cruel, or evil, the believer is taught to remain just, kind, and patient. That does not mean tolerating abuse. It means not lowering one's character. Islam teaches to stay noble, to forgive when able, and to rise above petty behavior. In doing so, the believer protects not just their outer world, but their inner peace. Protecting oneself from hateful people is not about fear. It is about strength. It is about recognizing danger and choosing a better path. It is about walking with wisdom, remembering Allah often, and trusting in His protection. Those who follow this path may still face challenges, but they will not be destroyed by them. Their hearts will stay alive, their souls will stay clean, and their connection with Allah will grow stronger every day. Thank you for watching this important message. Remember, no matter how much someone tries to hurt you on purpose, your strength comes from your faith and trust in Allah. Don't let the hate of others take away your peace or your smile. Stay patient, stay kind, and keep your heart pure. If you found this video helpful, please like it, leave your comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to Deen Explorers for more inspiring and true Islamic reminders. May Allah protect all of us from harm and guide our hearts to peace and forgiveness. Until next time, stay strong and stay blessed.